Welcome everybody to another match on Towers of Doom with a bit of Xul participation here. We have currently a game that was played in Hero League, and as you can already tell by the player names, we have some very talented players here today. First of all, to the left side, the blue team, it is Linked on Li Ming, we have Conti on Brightwing, Leo on Lunara, Zelia on Jaina and Ethereal Angel playing in Nuborak the Beetle. To the right side of the map, the red team with Anti-Hero on Stitches. We have Splendor on Karazim, Wolves on Xul, Darkmog on ETC, and Mena on Greymane. The game was played, of course, after the finals, the European finals in Katowice, and, well, this is one of the games that the guys played afterwards in Hero League. Most of the teams actually started immediately to at least play a little bit online again. A lot of the streamers started streaming. Scrims are probably starting at the weekend once more, but for now, most of the players are just, like, settling in again and, of course, going to try the new hero out a little bit more. So we're gonna have a bit of a focus on Xul in this game, who already used Shackler here on level 1. But first of all, Jaina is in a bit of trouble here, getting isolated here on Towers of Doom in the middle of the map. Athero trying to help out, peeling as much as he can, but Mena with his Greymane finishing off Jaina, and there's the double kill as in Nuborak gets obliterated and squashed into the ground. Lunara is also hopping away as fast as she can, and, well, Bambi so far at least safe. But of course a pretty good start for the red team here with 2 kills already. And while we're going over the talents here, then first of all we have the Cruel Spores taken by Lunara. We're seeing for Li Ming also a bit of an adjustment with Power Hungry on level 1. One of the talents is being taken today. Oh, the Bone Prism and Wolves with the hits here. Well played by him. Shackler as the level 1 talent, so you can activate the Bone Armor here and slow the enemies down a little bit. Gives you pretty good control over the team fights, of course. When we're looking at the setups overall, then we have on both sides a setup with 1 healer, Conti on Brightwing for the blue team, and we are seeing on the case of the red team, of course, Karazin being chosen here. Double tank on the side of the red team with the Stitches ETC, whereas the Nuborak is the only tank here on the side of the blue team. Once again, the Bone Prism. Wolves is trying to get away with the Xul, but so far a bit unsuccessful. Brightwing moving in too, and the Polymorph finally locking him down so that the rest of the team can get the kill. Of course, Towers of Doom, one of those games or one of those maps where especially team coordination is incredibly important, and we're already seeing everybody rotate towards those 2 altars that just have spawned now, or are about to. Mena already down at the bottom on his money pick here, and the rest in the middle, but the blue team is starting to make its way over, except of course for Brightwing, trying to soak experience up at the top. Very important here already, Splendor being locked down, Lunara on the run, here comes the dash, Splendor's trying to get away, is able to escape for now. No altar has been triggered, well actually not quite true. 1 altar has already been captured by the red team, but here comes the fight once again. Zelia in a bit of trouble here on Jaina, has to move back, but Wolves is also getting rather low here on Xul. The Necromancer trying to move in here as both of the teams hit level 4. Mena jumps in for the kill, but Lunara gets away in the last moment here. Ethereal Angel is the only tank, very, very close to dying, has to move away here, and tower number 2 also now activated by the red team. So pretty nice activation here, able to get those channels through. Mena's boys are able to get away. Anti-Hero eating a bit more damage, but in this case he is able to get away without any problems whatsoever. Has been tanking quite a lot during the fight, but still on pretty decent hit points here, thanks of course also to his because of his Devour. Hungry for more on level 1, and now the Putrid Ground on level 4, so one of those hybrid builds that we actually oftentimes see. Nice hook attempt here too. Towers of Doom is actually one of those maps where we've seen a lot of like GIFs and also of course mini videos on Reddit, where especially Gorge has been played quite a bit. I highly doubt that we're going to see Gorge in this game now, even though it is a Hero League game, which will probably influence a few of the talents' choices. I mean, all of the pro players, of course, experimenting around in Hero League a little bit with alternative talents that they might then use in scrims and later on in tournaments. But Gorge is one of those things that you usually don't really use unless you want to troll around a little bit. At least so far, we haven't really seen it for a long time in competitive play. With the rest of the builds that we are currently seeing here, Nuborak went under King on level 1, so he can really engage and disengage with pretty incredible range here. The red team is so far doing pretty well actually, with 3 kills against 1. Mena was trying to go for a cap at the bot lane, but gets found out and taken down as well. Good job by the blue team, getting that 2nd kill in for them. And of course, timing is also pretty neat, since both of the teams are currently trying to get to level 7 so that they hit the alternative talent. When it comes to the rotation here, it's pretty important that you make sure that you are not being caught between those two lanes, because losing one of the heroes when the altars are just being announced is of course pretty brutal. It's a 5 versus 5 at this point, with both of the teams going straight into level 7, and in this case we have the Urticating Spines taken for Nubarak. A bit more wave clear. Wave clear on this map is extremely important, because when you have the wave pushed in deep, you have an easier access to the altars once they spawn, and that really helps you to channel them through. You get a lot of vision, of course, and that helps when you're trying to get into a decent position. Ethereal Angel already a bit low here, needs to channel out. Conti jumps in on Brightwing. They're trying to make sure that they have a chance of getting that altar here. It's a single altar event right now. The objective is on the map, and here comes the Bone Prison. Nice hook and Bone Prison combo. I'm loving it. Anti-hero, wow. Hitting the perfect hook here after the Necromancer went straight for the Bone Prison, and that lockdown is of course incredible. The red team channeling it through once again, and we're having the hits against the core. 4 more damage points, so 40 against 28. The blue team really has to start turning things around a little bit if they want to have a chance in this game, because so far the red team is definitely dictating the pace of the game and running the show here. We're talking about our favorite Necromancer. We already mentioned on level 1 Shackler taken, now on level 4 Death's Reach with a scythe, with a Spectral Scythe, of course incredibly powerful as well, and the Harvest Vitality, which is a pretty cool talent. I mean, not only do you get a lot of AoE out of your basic ability as is, but if you go for the Cursed Strikes and you also like heal when you hit heroes, then of course it gives you sustain during the fight itself, which is incredibly powerful to keep him in play. And that's one of the things that Wolf definitely wants to do here. The problem is that he's getting jumped once again. Brightwing moving in with a polymorph, and here comes the kill. Linked and Conti with very nice play here. Link teleporting in, Brightwing jumping in at the same time, and then they get that kill on lane. And of course in this case it's actually quite annoying for the red team, because they lose a lot of experience up here at the top, since the Necromancer was the only hero up here. So it is an attempt to get one of the first towers taken down. So far it's an even trade, 4 towers on each side. But we have level 10 coming into play very soon now for the blue team. The rotation is just a little bit better on the map. They were able to soak the entire time. Kills nearly the same, 3 against 4. But overall the blue team, when it comes to experience, just a bit ahead. They gave up a few of the towers early on, but the early towers are not so important, of course. One of the... Oh, nice attempt by Anti-Hero here. The Bone Prison was nicely dodged by Ethereal Angel's Under King Burrow's charge. And now Anti-Hero with an attempt to bring him back into the fight thanks to the hook, but that didn't really work out here. The level 10s are ready, and well, of course, a bit unfortunate for the blue team that there's no altar spawning on the map that they can channel through. It's going to be in 30 seconds, but the problem is still that by then level 10 is also going to be ready for the red team. Darkmook on the other hand, if he falls here, it would be a 5 versus 4. Having the Thornwood Vines taken already, Disintegrate, Blink Heal, no surprise here. Water Elemental and also the Cocoon. So actually like a lot of heroic abilities that they can use to really take control over the team fight. Especially when we're talking about Cocoon, you can always use that quite nicely to isolate a target. Against Darkmook, it's also going to be great once that he starts with his mosh pits here. But for now, it's level 10 versus level 10. Here comes also the 10 for Xul. It's the Skeletal Mages. The Skeletal Mages can be used here. Already we have the mosh pit attempt, but right away stunned out as Integrate, and the reset for Linked as he takes the first target down. Xul is dead, but Jaina about to die. Darkmook on the other hand gets isolated from the rest of the team, needs to be careful. He's extremely low. Splendor is attempting to heal him up. Li Ming jumped in, but Darkmook isn't done just yet. He dashes in once again, uses the face melt. Here comes the damage from Mena. He's going in for the kill. Darkmook gets palmed, but the kill against Karazhan himself, sacrificing himself here for ETC. Job well done. Anti-Hero already on the move back, but up here Mena is definitely in trouble and is going to fall eventually. Trying to put some more pressure in and a little bit more damage. Not really too successful, but right now 7 kills against 4. So overall, a very fast-paced game that we're currently seeing here. Both of the teams are trying to get their kills in, and in this case, we have the shots now finally channeled for the blue team. And this is actually like the first barrage that they are able to successfully channel through, so it's 36 versus 28 on the core. The Scythe comes in, Bone Prison being used, but of course at this point you already knew that he would fall, so in this case it didn't really work out for them. When we're looking at the kills right now, we have nearly level 13 also thanks to those 8 kills on the side of the blue team. And they've been doing actually quite a bit of damage here. With the talents that we have now on level 10, we also don't have too many surprises. I mean, if you're looking at the build for Greymane, it's still the cocktail build with the Go for the Throat on level 10. We're having the Mosh Pit, which we already saw in action. And on the side of Lunara, by the way, the Vile Vigor taken with a Charged Blast and also Seeker used on the side of Li Ming. Especially when it comes to Jaina, on the other hand, it's a little bit more about the poke than about the AoE damage here, having the Frost Shards taken and then also the Ice Slap. So the cooldown reduction is going to be pretty powerful here. First of all, Anti-Hero is eliminated by a nice rotation though, but a counter kill against Jaina as Mena tries to escape, but he gets blasted away as well. Link gets his reset on Li Ming. And with those resets coming to play, we all know, of course, how much damage Lunara and Li Ming together can really dish out then. Again, the Disintegrate here, trying to like pressure down the first tower here. Job well done so far, and that level 13 talent is definitely helping the blue team as we speak. Wolves is also incredibly low on his Xul right now. He needs to be careful, but the mosh pit of the ages. In comes the Necromancer, 1 kill, double kill, but Wolves is about to die as well. Link cannot eliminate him though. Well played here by Wolves, and well, as I say, he actually dies to the poison. So we are having on the side of Li Ming the Glass Cannon now being used. Brightwing actually deciding to go into the Ice Block on level 13, so no Pixie Dust talents for him just yet. And Lunara with the unfair advantage, Icy Veins on Jaina. So Jaina actually deciding to go into like a full damage build, not going into the Ice Block, which we oftentimes see, but instead just like trying to get the cooldown reduction and also, of course, a bit more with help with the mana management there. And Uberak, on the other hand, going straight into the Burning Rage, which is actually an interesting talent if you consider that there's no Zagara in the game. We don't really have a situation where Zagara could be annoying with creep tumors all over the place. Instead, he wants to get a bit more damage in. Could have gone, of course, for a few more passive plays here as well. Maybe even a Spell Shield against a few of these. Oh, Link has to teleport away. Lunara is very low, though. Already the first Altar channel, but the second one is still being fought over. And we're having Anti-Hero again up at the front together with Darkmox. Splendor already very low, needs to be careful here, and goes straight in for the Echo of Heaven, which are of course skilled on level 7. We're seeing a double Relentless, one on Stitches, the other one on Karazim. Wolves is moving in once more, tries to go for the hits to have a bit more sustain, but he's way too far out here. Very much alone, was trying to interrupt, but found himself facing 5 heroes, and that of course did not work out for him. Jaina in a very similar situation up here to the top, but was able to escape. 13 versus 13 now, with Mena going straight into the Unfettered Assault. And the game is starting to really turn against them a little bit. The blue team lost a lot of points on the core already, down to 24. We have 32 hit points still on the core for the red team, but in terms of kills, it's a very different picture. Darkmock needs to be careful here that he doesn't fall victim to that force that we are seeing from Aetherial Angel and also Zelia. Here comes the trigger on the palm, and therefore just barely able to survive. Splendor actually with very nice play here. A couple of really good palms so far in the game. Darkmock and Anti-Hero trying to just like combo the hook and also the stun with the power slide through, but that didn't really work perfectly yet. We're having also now the Greater Polymorph chosen for Brightwing on level 16, and that's of course a great talent once again to get the control over the team fights. And this is actually something that is really highly prioritized on the blue team overall. I mean, we're talking not only about the Cocoon here, the Water Elemental with the slow, but that Greater Polymorph of course is also going to be pretty incredible. On level 16, also not really a surprise to see Mirror Ball taken, especially after the Glass Cannon. It's more or less a full damage build that Li Ming has chosen to run here, and the appeal is going to be super important. Linked usually is a support player, of course, so we have a couple of role switches here as well in this Hero League game, but also at the same time now in Nuburak with finally a bit of sustain thanks to his Blood for Blood that he can use. And they're trying to go for a kill down here at the bottom where they're attempting to go for the Cocoon. Where comes the stun? There it is. They're going deep for the kill, but again, Mena safe for just a moment before it finally gets exploded after all. Splendor was ready with the palm, but it didn't really do too much. One of the altars has now finally been captured by the blue team, and you can really tell that the entire momentum is shifting against the red team, who is starting to struggle a bit. Zula up at the top decided to just like push against the against one of those altars or one of the towers. Very important here to gain some extra experience because they want to fight on level 16 on the next altar, and that's going to be incredibly important here. The Giant's Curse has also been chosen as a level 13 talent, so a heavy focus already on the Curse strikes here, which is actually going to be very important during these fights. Once again, we've talked about the sustain before. Wolves is already slowed down. Here comes the ult also on Xul. Xul himself, on the other hand, falls. Anti-Hero also down. Another double kill for the blue team. Mena is starting to go through the tunnel, but in this case, it doesn't really look like he can get a kill. Nope. He's just blasted away, jumped into 5, was trying to hit the low target hit point, the low hit point targets, but in this case, it's now a 2.5 level lead for the blue team, and they are looking strong. Another kill against Darkmo, potentially. The polymorph is good, and here comes the kill. Also, of course, another barrage against the red team's core, and they are starting to lose a lot of points here. It's still even if you think about it. I mean, we're looking at 24 versus 25 hit points, but especially this altar up at the top could actually start the endless barrage on the side of the blue team. Karazim is trying to take control over the tower down to the bottom of the map, but this is going to take some time. And of course, the boss over here is also now being channeled. With level 16, we're seeing now the amplified damage, which is an amazing talent, by the way. If you're able to get a good, like a good bone prison through, and then you have a bit of like a burst on a single target, then you can do so much with that. So the amplified damage has been chosen. The barrage has started. 18 versus 24 points in the core. Another hit is now also hitting once again. 17, and finally an altar has been reclaimed by the red team. They really need to just coordinate those fights a bit better. The build on Mena, on the other hand, is now nearly completed. We're already seeing him with a concentrated blast on level 16, so this is going to help. And from here on out until level 20, it's going to be fights on even talents, which is going to be, of course, very helpful for the blue team, or sorry, for the red team, to try and start a bit of a comeback here. Also, speed medal for ETC now. When we're looking at the damage overall, I mean, you can really tell that Jaina with 45,000 damage and also Li Ming with 42,000 are currently the top damage dealers on the side of the blue team, but also Lunara with 41,000. So damage is really reigning supreme for them. But a nice hook by Anti-Hero is putting Jaina in a bit of an awkward spot. Mena with a cocktail, dropping her very low. Top damage dealer for him in the blue teams, on the red team side, 38,000 for him. And they're really more about the sustain than about the damage. The Skeletal Mages once again, but Ethereal Angel is moving away here. Here comes that hook against the Nubarak and the prison as well. They're trying to go for the snipe, but they can't really get the kill in. Zarmok is moving in now too. He needs to be super careful. They get the kill against the Nubarak. He's waiting for a mosh pit opportunity, of course, but there's always Brightwing to consider with that greater polymorph. Level 20 talents are now finally also ready. Great hook by Anti-Hero. Wow, gets that hook against Lunara. Here comes the mosh pit, gets Brightwing in it. That's the kill against Lunara and the potential kill against Brightwing now too. Here comes the scythe, and Conti jumps away, is not able to escape because Mena is watching out for the next kill. Linked with a Disintegrator, trying to like take them down, but it's already too late. 1 kill against 3, only Anti-Hero died, but he died for a good cause, taking down Lunara first. Here comes the barrage again. Linked is in trouble and eliminated. Was trying to interrupt, but only 3 towers are under the control of the team in red, so that means that they can't really get too much damage out of those. Another barrage coming in, that's 6 hits in total, and now we have 18 versus 14. A pretty cool game, actually. I mean, at this point, we're having both of the teams more or less on eye level. Both of them are on level 20 now with the Storm Talents, and when we're looking at the hit points on the core, it's a pretty similar situation. Temporal Flux has been taken. The slow on the Disintegrator is, of course, absolutely amazing. Brightwing with the Rewind is now able to cast a double polymorph, which is going to help a lot. And after the Thornwood Vines, we are also now seeing, in case of Bambi, Forest Wrath taken. Talking about the rest of the heroic abilities here, it's even on Xul the Bone Spitter has been taken. Players are still experimenting around a lot with what's the best build for him. Of course, there's a couple of ways of how you can really skill Xul here. We have also the Tour Bus. Not really what you would usually see on an ETC, but once again, the players are playing on a very high level. This is usually like 4,000 MMR plus what we're seeing with these guys. And Tour Bus, of course, one of those things where they just decided to have a bit of fun. If you get a good one out there, then it's pretty strong. But of course, Blink or Bolt of the Storm is one of the talents that we see a bit more often. It's even exchanges in altars or in towers now. We have currently 5 versus 3. The blue team still in a bit of a lead here, but at least the red team was able to take a few down towards the bottom of the map. So they're trying to just rotate up to top. 4 versus 4, by the way, now after they reclaimed the one in the middle. But the next altar is going to hit very soon, and first of all, they need to reclaim the tower up at the top. The blue team is doing the exact same thing down to the bottom of the map. So they're trying to move into this, you know. 19 kills against 10, so the blue team currently in a great position. But look at this triple tower event on the map now with the objectives. And that's, of course, great for the blue team with Brightwing having that global phase shift where you can just, like, jump into any position in the game. So that's something that they can try to abuse here. Keep Conti down at the bottom, try to channel this one, and then jump to the rest of the team. But as it happens, the red team is trying to contest it. They're moving down to the bottom, and Nubarak already with the channel up at the top. That's going to hurt very much. There's 4 more hits. That's bringing the core down to 10. Wolves is trying to go for the channel, but in this case, he's immediately being interrupted.
Bit of a skirmish already happening as the Thera Angel is trying to zone for the rest of the team. Here comes again Dartmok. The double tank combo that we're seeing for the red team has a lot of sustain, but when it comes to damage, the blue team is just way ahead. Cocoon already used. Anti-hero with his own heroic ability, using the Putrid Ground, trying to get away here. Here comes Mena jumping in, but the bile is everywhere, and Thera Angel is eating a ton of damage, but also Lunara jumping in once again. Here comes that mosh pit, hitting only a Nuberbrock, but that's all that he needs, and he goes for the tour bus. Oh my god, Bambi about to fall. What a great play here by ETC, and Dartmok is immediately dancing his like, watch me how I'm wrecking them. The problem is that now Stitches is down as well. Linked goes in and takes the kill against Karazim. Li Ming is just completely lasering down everyone, hitting the missiles, or at least trying to. It's a one-on-one here in the middle. This integrate once again. Dartmok with a dance, just trying to buy some time for the rest of the team to get ready, but now he starts to move in against Link. Goes straight for the face melt. Teleport being used. Linked. Oh, the orb not hitting, the missiles not hitting anything either, and both of them still attempting to go for it. Dartmok, Dartmok, Dartmok! Wow, yeah, that was a close call. Link gets away, Dartmok is just like dancing around. Here comes again Disintegrate. That cooldown on 20 seconds is pretty much insane. Dartmok is still ready. Brightwing, on the other hand, is finally back to business and jumps in to help Link out. So this is going to be another big hit against the red team. They are really starting to struggle. I mean, at this point, they're dropping down to 6 points on the core. And of course, there's still another altar up at the top where both teams are now immediately collapsing onto, trying to make sure that they at least get something out of this one. The Scythe on Wolves already used. He went, as I mentioned before, for the Bone Spear here. Skeletal Mages already summoned, and immediately the jump on Li Ming. Li Ming down the hook against Lunara. Anti-hero mercilessly jumping in with a great hook here. And again, Conti dashing away, but here's the kill against Aethero, and down they go. It's a triple kill, it's a quad kill, and they are able to go straight for the boss. And also, of course, claim that altar, but before that they could even try and destroy another tower if they want to get a bit more value out of it. Right now the boss is of course the highest priority. Only Brightwing is around, and Conti has no chance of contesting the boss on his own. That's just not going to happen. So that's at least going to be a couple of shots that the red team can finally accumulate. So shots fired quite literally up to the left side of the map. When it comes to damage, I mean, it's pretty impressive to see that we have a huge damage output on the side of the blue team, as mentioned before. 77,000 on Lunara, and also Li Ming with 74,000 on Jaina. One tower taken down to the bottom of the map, the other one up at the top, and with Li Ming down for another 6 seconds. Oh, the tour bus! And they're trying to go for Brightwing. Brightwing might actually be able to escape out of this one. Conti moves away, and Brightwing is able to get away, but the problem is that both of these towers have now been claimed, and in the middle we're seeing Wolves taking care of the third one. So now here's the Channel of Mena finally, and that is 7 hits, of course. Bam, an endless barrage, and just look at this, 6 points on the core, and they control everything. So right now the barrage has started. It's going to be one shot every couple of seconds to take the core down, but the blue team reacted immediately and went straight down to the bot lane to at least get one of the towers, and they were able to succeed with that. If you're looking actually at the damage output on the red team, you immediately realize that they are way, way less scary than the blue team. But they have the sustain that they need in these fights, and that's of course their biggest asset, especially with Dartmok and the Mosh Pit that he's been using several times right now, with a really nice play against Aethero and against Conti. Their soak when it comes to the tanks is incredible. 80,000 on Stitches, 100,000 on ETC, and the heals alone, I mean, just look at Karazim here, 113,000 heals. Brightwing just can't keep up with that. Brightwing is looking for friends, but so far she's not really bringing anything to the table, so no wonder nobody likes her. At this point, looking at also, of course, the talents here once again, in case that you haven't really caught up on all of these builds. We're seeing the Peaceful Repose used on level 20 for Karazim, and we have the Hunter's Blunderbuss once again taken for Greymane, who's of course like the top damage dealer right now on the side of the red team. But this call comes down to the next phase. Like, one altar can be all that you need in a situation like this, and that boss of course is going to be up in a couple of minutes once again as well. Cocoon already used. Here comes the attempt to decide the game in their favor. Splendor needs to be careful. This is like any team's game to take. Oh, nice light, and down goes Brightwing. Brightwing down, Prison used against Aethero. Aethero trying to get away here. Here comes that hook, and the triple kill.
Anti-hero once again takes the hook and is able to kill another target. Altars spawning, and that's 3 altars on the map right now. And this is looking very, very solid now for the red team. They started their comeback. And look at that siege belt damage, by the way, on the side of Xul. Nice! Once again, Darkmock here with a mosh pit. They get the kill, the two of us used to. But just look at that siege damage once again. 170,000 siege damage on Xul. This is absolutely insane. It's about the same amount of siege damage that Greymane currently brings to the table. Altars are being channeled everywhere, and this is going to end the game. So congratulations to the red team. At the beginning of the game, it didn't look too pretty for them, but they were able to turn things around. So well played, and GG as the red team decides this game on Towers of Doom in their favor. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG and the end of another series here on Khaldor TV with Heroes of the Storm. So once again, we have another video finished, and I hope that you enjoyed the commentary and that you liked the game, of course, as well. It was a pleasure casting the match for you. And if you guys really enjoyed it, then make sure that you give that video a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do that too. If you have friends that are interested in Heroes of the Sports esports scene, then definitely recommend the channel to them, or just show them the video if they want to see like a bit how the pros are drafting here, especially of course when it comes to the North American scene, European scene. And I mean, these days we even have a couple of Chinese games on the channel here, so I hope that you enjoy that as well. That being said, thank you very much for watching again. I'm going to see you guys next time with more Heroes of the Storm content here on the channel. Have a great day and enjoy your week, and see you soon. Bye bye.